I just level up the stage. Go!
All right, I'm here. All right, welcome to the What's Your Question podcast. I'm on the hunt for the most powerful questions that'll give me the most powerful changes in my life and the lives of others. So what's your question?
I got champion DNA. Turn my worries into plays. I don't fold, I'm not a pig. I just level up the stage. I got champion DNA.
Okay, I'm back. Yo, it's your boy. It's your boy C here for another week of What's Your Question podcast, where I'm on a hunt for the most powerful questions in the world to help change my life and hopefully the lives of others by giving us the most powerful answers. Yeah, I know I said it a little bit different, but we're just going to switch it up. Now, let's go ahead and just jump into last week's question. Okay, for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing 4 agreements. And last week's question, man, if you ain't got the book, go ahead and get the book, 4 Agreements. Read the book. I'm just touching on the agreements, but it's reprogramming my mind, right? And when I read it the first time, it was like, man, hey, I'm living on an old script, programming from when I was a kid back in the 70s. Yeah, back in the 70s, way back then. I'm using those same programs. Man, we wouldn't do it today with our computers, but we're still trying to use the old programs. So that's what I'm doing. So last week's question was, which is the most important question, but it was the toughest question, be impeccable with your word. And that's the hardest thing. It's said in the Bible, right? The tongue, man, nobody can really tame the tongue. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to tame my tongue. You know what I'm saying? So last week, because one of the things in the 4 agreements, it says being impeccable with your word. What if I don't say anything? Or what if I'm saying the wrong words? What if I'm gossiping? See, I can't be doing all the gossiping. It's tough, right? But not only gossiping, it went a level deeper, which I didn't talk about, but it's in the book. The level deeper was that if I'm having a conversation with somebody, and you eavesdropping, and me and this person is talking about somebody else, then the person that we talking about, the stuff that you hear, should make you like that person. So I should be talking good stuff about people that if somebody heard me talking about them, they gonna like them too. That's deep. Just watching every interaction, just assume that everybody's watching, everybody's listening. So the way I did that last week, okay, I kept my non-jugular opinions, right? Here's one of the things. My son, he's working out in the sun, so now he's getting dark, getting sunburned and all this stuff right there. So he's trying to figure out a way to have an umbrella. I said, hey, why don't you just get your hat? And I don't want anything on. He was saying excuses or giving reasons why he didn't want anything on his head because it's going to make his head hot. So he wanted to get an umbrella and then attach it to his backpack. Now me, I'm thinking, okay, because I had just read the book, right? I say, man, I should tell him that ain't going to work, right? I should tell him that ain't going to work. It's going to be tough getting it all set up. But, I was so close. I was like, well, you got to put this together. But I got so close to saying it. Then I remember, right? Part of being impeccable with my word is not shooting down people's dreams. Just to shoot them down. It's non-jugular. It's not life or death, right? He going to order something. He's going to try it out. He's going to find out it don't work. My job. But I said, hey, look, let's go ahead and practice. I caught myself, I had said something like, man, it's going to be tough, and I caught myself, right? And I said, hey, look, let's just go ahead and practice. Let's grab an umbrella right here. I'm going to be the guinea pig, put it on my back. Let's just get it. Because I'm trying now to make up for it, to try to erase it out of his mind so that he would go ahead and attempt to do it, which he did. He ordered it. Then, it came in. Didn't work, right? But it didn't matter. Because number one of the things I like to do is, guess what? To spend time with my son. Hey, we was just spending time together. We trying something out. It don't work. It don't matter, baby. It don't matter because we just going through. It's a game of life. We gamifying it. We trying it. We taking a risk, right? It's a small risk now, but as we get that muscle built up, life is about risk. It's about risk. Calculated risk. And we calculating. So another thing that I did, it was a lot of other conversations that I wanted to get into, right? They was cracking some jokes on folks at work, right? I wanted to kind of get in and kind of laugh with it. I say, no, I'm just going to excuse myself because I know that things could seem good, but when everybody's kind of laughing at it, you're not finding it funny, it kind of escalates everything. So I didn't want to be a part of it. So now, don't get me wrong. I still like to laugh. I still want to have some fun, but I'm now choosing how I have fun, how I laugh. And most of the time, the best time to laugh is at myself, right? So I'm doing it. I'm trying things that, hey, if people find it funny, then I'm going to laugh with them. I'm going to be the guinea pig. That's the key thing. I'm the guinea pig. Okay. Now, we just went over last week's question. This week's question, still out of the 4 agreements, is what I'm looking at. Don't take anything personally. That's deep. Don't take anything personally. That means, especially in my job, right? This is where I've had probably the most tremendous growth, in my job because we deal with the public all the time. So it's easy to kind of take things personally because the level of our job, everybody's pulling us in every which way, and they want us to have autonomy and agency and exercise certain authorities, right? But the only way you can kind of do that when things don't go right is start taking things personally. So I've made it a point that, hey, I'm going to do my best to make them aware of the situation, whether it's the person that I'm talking to or whether it's the higher ups or whatever. My job is to solidify and keep the lines of the communication open so that everybody has the data, right? Now, if I'm not doing my best, then that means I'm holding the data. And if I'm holding the data, then I'm going to be taking things personally, right? But for some reason, if I do hold the data and I don't let nobody know, then I am personally responsible. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So anyway, but this is what it says in this book right here. It say, whatever happens around you, don't take it personal. They had an early example where somebody, ever heard somebody say, like, unforgiveness is like you taking the poison and hope the other person gets sick. There was unforgiveness. But what they're saying about these 4 agreements is that these agreements, if I agree with what somebody says about me or what somebody tells me, then now that agreement becomes part of my identity and I start to operate. But they say it's like a computer code. It's malicious. Sometimes people can spread poison that way in the form of gossip. So that's what he said. Said right here, you take it personal because you agree with whatever was said. And as soon as you agree, the poison goes through you and you're trapped in a dream of hell. That's what it said. That's what it said. So now how can I exercise it? We're breaking this down, right? Let's go ahead and break it down. How do I not take anything personally? Okay. One of the things is it said to skip the surface, go right to the core. The problem is not them. The problem is not them or me in certain situations. Most of the time, if I take things personally, it's my interpretation for number one. When they say something, they're not saying it because of me. It's something going on. They got their own world going on. You see what I'm saying? So it's in their own world. But I can assume it's an attack on me, which may as well be an attack, right? So if I'm not taking anything personal, somebody Because I got customers like this, right? I got customers, they just get mad at the situation. They swear they'll never come back to the dealership ever again. Then hey, man, they was going through a bad day. My wife sometimes get on me. She sometimes get on me. She say, look, it's just like saying, hey, look, I want to be mad at this person just for a little bit. I know what you're going to say, Carl. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, hey, this guy cut you off in traffic. I normally say, maybe that guy's he's got an emergency at home. And I pray for the guy. Man, I pray. I know you're driving reckless, man, but I pray that you get to your destination safely. You see how I'm doing? This is what I've been trying to work with. Reframing what's happened so I don't take it personally that, hey, he didn't like me. He disrespected me. He cut me off in traffic. And that's what we're doing. It's all about, a lot of times people take things personally. I think it's a form of disrespect, right? And then don't let nobody be hanging around you. They can say, ooh, wow, man, you gonna take that. Wow. Then you want to say something back, right? I remember a time, man, I said something back to somebody. It was a little bit further back. I didn't have all the tools, right? We didn't get into a fight, but we did get escalated a little bit, right? But I was trying to be more assertive, right? Less passive, a man of action. But that's right. Back then I didn't really know. See, because once I made that little mistake right there, I kind of went backwards, kind of hang low. But now, since I know mistakes is part of it, we gamifying this thing. Right? The word how. I like using how. Because it's getting my mind to work. And that's what my mind doing on this. If you notice over the last couple of questions now, identity should be changed. I should be getting more bold. I should be more risk taking. Another thing I did last week, being impeccable with my word, it's just crafting my words. I was doing when talking and interacting with other folks. But me and a guy, we took a challenge. We was going to go out and do some outside prospecting, which is cold calling. We was going to go down to the gas station. We was just going to ask people, do they want to sell their car, right? That seems simple, right? That's simple words. That should be easy, right? But the internal dialogue, man, he was gung ho on it. Cause guess what? It was Friday. It was go for no Friday. So we went for it. And he said he learned a whole lot about himself. He said, man, even though I know that was simple, I still was scared. I still backed down because it's all false evidence appearing real. That's fear. It's just false. We just making it up in my mind, running these scenarios, taking things personally. You see what I'm saying? That if this person tells me no, then I need to take it personally as a rejection. No, I just asked a question, right? I just asked a question. So that was fun. Okay. Now, getting back, the phrase not take creates a psychological distance. This implies, take implies ownership. And it got a strong word in here. So not take means I'm not going to own it. So whatever that person says, if they crack a bad joke on it, I'm not going to own it. They said, man, you stupid. Man, I ain't going to own that. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to accept what you just said about me as being any way true. Now, did I make a mistake? Probably did. Yeah, I probably did make a mistake, but does it make me stupid? No. I just made a mistake, but I ain't got to take it. So if somebody say something to you, it's up to us to take it. And once we take it, then we make the agreement. That's why they call this the 4 agreements. Because once you make the agreement, it's almost like giving your word. But it's kind of to yourself. Well, look, man, shoot. Man, they said I'm stupid, so I must be stupid, so I should never try anything. Then now it's an agreement, and now it's going to make me be that person that never tries anything. But it breaks emotional absorption, creates a gap between stimulus and response. This was in Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey say, you got stimulus and you got response. You can't control the stimulus, right? And then once the response is out, it's gone. But before this response comes out, there's a gap. And in that gap is where all the power is. That's my free more. In that gap, everything's possible, right? In that gap, I can go to the right, go to the left. But I got a gap. And they say the way I do this in this gap, taking things personal, somebody says something, should take a deep breath. Count to 2. And then instead of me making a statement to defend myself against the attack of the question or the perceived attack of question, is that I should reply with a question. Man, yes. I should reply with a power question, man. A power question. That's what I'm saying. We're going to get to the power question in just a minute. We're going to get to the power question. And here it is. It challenges the ego's default programming. See, my brain is wired to ask what? Is it about me? Am I being judged? But this question kind of disrupts the loop, and that's what we're trying to do. Stimulus, space, response. I need to get something in that space to kind of mess it up so it don't play the same old habit, same old response. Just like breaking a habit. But this is a habit. All this is a habit of thinking. Nothing else to do is because of you. It's because of themselves. Now, I am no longer the center of attention. See, they running their own movie. I'm just a character. But I'm not the center. I'm not the main character. They still the main character. You see what I'm saying? And the guy said something to me when I was posting, right? The guy said, man, you ought to go ahead. And most folks don't post because they be saying, man, I wonder what my friends going to say. They're going to be looking at this, going to be critiquing all this. But guess what? The guy said, guess what? Most of the time, people ain't even thinking about you. So go ahead and exercise the muscle. They ain't even thinking about it. They thinking about themselves. They got enough stuff to think about, right? Okay. The center of interact, the observer of human behavior. I'm not the center. I'm the observer. That's the key thing. And it's deep. On one of my little things, and you may see on some of my emails and stuff like that, it's got OBZ, which is observer. Man, because back behind the eyes, behind these eyes, there's some more eyes. I'm looking out of these eyes. So I'm the observer. I'm the observer of everything. I'm back even, I'm back even further than that. I'm back behind this brain, like looking down at my thoughts. I can see thoughts going through because I'm the observer. And that observer is the same one when I was a kid, right? It's the same one. The body has changed, but I'm still the same person. That's why we be thinking, right? Be thinking like, shoot, man, I thought I'd think different, but I still kind of think the same, right? So this we're trying to do. We're trying to get some of them kids' thoughts that's been running this hardware. We're trying to get some of them out of there and put some fresh, unlimited thoughts in there. See, limitless believer. Okay, let's get on down here, man. Why this question is so powerful? Because it upgrades my identity. That's what not just my behavior. My identity is going to be upgraded. Self-talk, inner mastery. I messed up. I'm not good. That's all inner stuff, right? I want to separate myself from my thoughts. I want to stop internalizing every negative narrative. I want to have emotional stability and mental clarity. Because if I'm not stable emotionally, somebody don't speak to me. Guess what? Maybe they had their headphones in. Maybe they was thinking about something. They didn't shake my hand. It ain't juggler, right? That's what I'm working on. If I can get that down pat to where I can observe emotions, but I ain't necessarily hooked or controlled by those emotions. You see what I'm saying? Interpersonal power. You observe tone, looks, and comments. That's what I was talking about. It's their mood, their wounds, their beliefs. And, since it's their life that they live in, I can't fault them. Only thing I can do is lead by example, be a light, right? Because I always said this one time before, that most people are looking for something stable. And sometimes when this is how I reframe it, and it's true too, it's true. Somebody was messing with me, right? Trying to see how, trying to push my buttons. Now I used to think, man, this person don't like me, right? But no, I think I got into my agreements, back then I was thinking, I said, you know what? Maybe this guy's drowning. Just picture this guy is drowning. And he's trying to find something stable to secure himself with so he can raise up and take a deep breath. But before he put his confidence in whatever that piece is, he's going to shake it. He's going to bend it. He's going to see how sturdy it is, to see how much he can trust, how much weight he can put on it. Can he put his confidence in it? And that, from the outside looking in, you see me trying to make sure that this is strong enough and this is going to hold up. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be like, man, this guy trying to tear that remote up, right? No, I'm trying to see how sturdy it is. Do I want to put my trust in that? You know, whether it's a stool, if it's a chair, you ever did that? You got ready to stand up on a chair, the first thing you do, you're going to shake it. Hey, this don't be able to hold me. And like I said, without the context, somebody would think you're trying to destroy the chair. But with the context, say, oh man, he wants to trust the chair. They want to trust the chair. Okay, there we go. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I remember that. That's good stuff right there. Okay, they're reacting to their own fear. But me, I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to stay in control. And then I'm going to win another battle in my mind. I'm going to win another battle in my mind. Because when we was going for no, right? We was going for no. It was a straight setup. Because if I ask the question and I'm going for the no, I got to get 5 no's for the day, right? So that's my goal, right? Is it my goal? If I don't get the no and I get a yes, did I lose or did I win? Right? I won, right? But if I got the no, I won again, right? So no matter which way it go, I win 100% of the time by going for the no. Man, that's good stuff. We got to get into that go for no. I ain't gonna lie. We got to get into that, man. Taking things personally creates constant energy leaks. I'm going to be tired, right? I'm going to be replaying conversations. I'm going to be carrying emotional residue. It's going to be draining my focus. Every time I see that person, that place, or that thing, it's going to drain me. I'm not going to be as light and as agile on my feet, right? Okay, identify the evolution. Next level thinking. What does this reveal about my reality? What does it reveal about my reality? Okay, I want to transcend human intelligence with this question. If I don't take, just imagine how much baggage I'll be able to shed. How light I'm gonna be on my feet. You know what I'm saying? How light I'm gonna be on my feet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If I could just shed, and that's what we're doing with these 4 agreements. We shed this baggage, baby. We shed this baggage. I'm no longer reacting like a default human, right? I'm acting like a human with a designed mind. I have the mind of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now this removes all emotional manipulation, right? Guilt, loss, insults, praise. None of it really matter. Just because you tell me, oh man, you look good. Man, you look bad. What's the difference? It's just something you wanted to say. You see what I'm saying? It's something. My daughter's working on one right now. She's working on one right now. She's trying to build her friend group and get them built up. But some of them are acting different. She said, you know what? Since I had my baby and I'm homeschooling and I'm learning what AI is telling me about these personalities, all the psychology that's going on, man, this is a true game. I can see more clearly now the manipulations that people doing with their voice, the acting, the mask they wearing. You know, it's one of them things, man. You know, like in the Matrix, we ain't even got to the Matrix. We ain't even touched it yet. But that was a deal. You saw the way that you saw the code behind everything, and it was different. You weren't fooled. He say, the illusion, the world is what's been pulled over your eyes. Not the wool, it's the whole world. The whole world was fake. That's the deal, right? And that's what we cutting through with the agreements, man. And these agreements is just little rogue programs running and clouding everything up and making us think, making us see these illusions, because these old agreements are running those illusions. Okay, it builds an unshakable confidence, not fake confidence, real confidence. I don't need external validation. It creates freedom in actions. When I don't take things personally, I speak more boldly, I negotiate stronger, and I take more risks. Calculated risk now. I crazy risks, not bone breaking risks. You know, some people do now because they ride skateboards. My son, he rides a skateboard, he injures his knee on the skateboard. But I ain't taking bone. I'm not at this age, right? I got to take care of this body, you know. Now, you know, we're all about leapfrogging to the next effect. There's no emotion penalty anymore. If I can get that ingrained in me, right? The single question compresses years of growth because it eliminates unnecessary suffering. It speeds up decision making. It keeps me in high performance state. It's just not a mindset. It's a filter for myself, right? Okay. What part is now? Here's the deal. Check this out. It did say something. Practical reframing. If somebody says something to me, I'm gonna say, what part of me is trying to take this personally, and is it even mine? I'm gonna say, not mine. But I gotta be aware too, because I'm gonna get down to a seven-day framework that I'm gonna use on the next couple of days to narrow this down, right? The framework of not taking things personally. Okay. Read this aloud every morning. This is what it says. Nothing others say or do is about me. I observe, I don't absorb. I respond with clarity, not emotion. I stay in control, right? Here's an example, man. I'm going to neutralize attention, taking that deep breath. Somebody go crazy, somebody say something. I'm listening, not just responding emotionally. And I can normally feel it when it come up in my chest, right? Oh shoot, man, they being unfair. This ain't right. This unfair right here. This is unfair. No, I can feel it when it come up. So part of that exercise, I'm gonna have to start watching. I'm the observer. You see what I'm saying? All right, check this out. 7-day rewiring protocol. Okay, 7-day rewiring protocol. Here it come. Day 1, awareness, catching what hooks me. What gets me emotional? Somebody say something to me and I start feeling some kind of way, I gotta catch that. Day 1, I gotta do that 5 times. I gotta catch that. On day 1, I gotta catch myself being emotionally inspired or affected by what somebody said. Once I find it, I just write it down. I ain't gotta do nothing with it right there. I just say, am I taking this personally? Am I? You gotta do that at least 5 times. Day 2, separation. Create space between me and the trigger. This isn't about me. This is about them. And then I may ask, what might be going on in their world? Maybe they're in an emergency. Maybe they cut me off, or maybe they're in an emergency. Maybe I should pray for them, right? Get in the benefit of the doubt. On day 3, see, because on day 2, I'm no longer at the center of every event. I'm still just looking. Day 3, body control. We already know about that, killing that reaction. I already said I'm going to take a deep breath. And I'm going to put this up in a PDF. I'm going to put it on the website. You got a PDF, so you're going to be able to have that for 7 days. 7 days we can go through this, not taking things personally. Then if I ain't taking things personally, then I should be calmer. My stress level should be going lower, right? Okay, immediately drill. I'm going to drop my shoulders, unclench my jaw. They say you take a deep breath in and your exhale should be longer than your inhale. So it's a lot of breathing techniques out there that you can do in order to calm yourself down, and they work. Man, I sure wish I could find my muse. I had my muse, man, where I could just kind of see them brain waves acting. Man, that's wild. You need to try that. Oh man, that's good stuff. We talked about that, right? I still got to find it. I'm going to find it. I've been telling myself I can't find it, but hey, I'm gonna find it. I think I know where it is. I think it's getting closer to me right now. I can feel it getting closer to me right now. Okay, day 3. We already did day 3. What was day 3? All right, let's go back up. Let's just see. What was day 3? Oh, body control. Okay. Oh, shoot. They got some good stuff on here. This is going to be nice. You're going to like this PDF, right? Day 4, reframe. Upgrade my interpretation. Instead of they disrespect me, this is information about their expectations. And that information is critical. I need to find out, what are you expecting? Because they may be expecting the wrong thing. You ever heard people say you're doing the same thing but expecting a different result? That's the definition of insanity, right? Well, I need to find out what they expect. And the only way I could do that is not become emotional, but become inquisitive. Like, here, I can reframe every negative interaction. And that's going to take some practice. I moved from emotional to strategic. Reframing. I already gave a couple examples of reframing that I did, and I'm going to use those next week as well, too. But day 5, response control. Act, don't react. I like this. Instead of reacting defensively, I'm going to ask a question for clarity. This is it. This year is clarity. This year is clarity. This year is clarity. That's what I'm saying. This year is clarity. That's day 5. Day 6? What's day 6? Day 6. Ooh, man, they got some good stuff on it. Man, y'all got to see this stuff right here. Yeah, it's some good stuff on here. Help me understand what you mean by that. Just questions. What's most important to you here? Why is this not sitting? What's not sitting right with you? So when you and I can get on the same page. That's all we want to do. I just want to be on the same page. Now, does being on the same page mean I agree? No. Don't mean I agree. Just mean I understand. I just want to be on the same page. We can still disagree, but at least I understand where you're coming from. That's the deal. We can still disagree. Not defending, not explaining, just questions, right? And then the data challenge, use this in 5 conversations. Man, it's going to be good stuff. This is going to be good. Yeah, this is going to be a good challenge for next week, right? Emotional detachment under pressure. Stay calm even when the intensity rise. And when the intensity rise, I can say this power statement. I refuse to absorb this. It's not mine. I can still proceed with confidence for a solution. See what I'm saying? I'm outside, and I can still proceed with confidence for a solution. I like that. Lower my voice, slow my speech, but still maintain eye contact. I like that. Handle one high pressure moment without reacting. Oh, that's good stuff. And then day 7 is the identity lock-in. The identity lock-in on day 7. I like this. Ooh, man, that's a good wheel on here. It's a wheel of emotions on here that y'all gonna see. I'm gonna have that graphic up as well too. So yeah, we can go ahead and do that. But here it is. Morning drill. Nothing others say or do is about me. I observe, I don't absorb. The final challenge. Go through my entire day asking this power question. What would someone who takes nothing personally do right now? What would someone who takes nothing personally do right now? How would they do it? How would they react? I'm ready. I'm going to stop replaying conversations. People's words lose emotional charge when they come up on me. I become sharper in conversations. I feel in control without forcing it. That's what I'm saying. We all in. Now, we still got to ask the AI. Boom. Let's get the AI on. Let's get the AI. It's coming up. Let's see. Let's get it on here. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Let's get it on here. So we figured out last week it might have been a connection issue, maybe this time of night, but we're going to give her another shot tonight. Okay? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's on your mind?
I want to know, how can I transcend human existence by not taking things personally based on the 4 agreements?
That's a profound concept.
Okay, we understand. Pick up where you left off. What was your answer?
Based on the 4 agreements, not taking things personally is key to transcending common human limitations. It's about realizing that others' actions and opinions are a projection of their own reality, not fundamentally about you. By internalizing this, you can find greater personal freedom and peace. Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me. And that's what we're after. That's what I'm after. Greater peace. Just having that peace. Hey, I was out tilling the yard. I was out tilling the garden this morning, right? It's tilling it, just cutting it all up. It was all grown up with weeds. It reminded me of my mind. It was grown up with weeds. And I'm getting ready to plant some new stuff. My wife said, hey, what you doing? I already got my plants right here, but you got to go out there and get my garden ready. So I got out there with the tiller. I said, look, I know you got some mint right there. Do you want me to go and till it all up? Do you want me to just go ahead and crush it all out? You know what she said? She said, hold on, let me go out there and look. She got some collards out of there. She said, hey, this the mint right here. The mint right there, okay. I like the mint. So I said, okay, the rest is gone. I tilled it up. Boom. Tilled it all up. Everything gone. All fresh, right? All fresh. But right the little mint patch, I saved the little mint patch, right? She came out. She looked at it. She said all that was tilled up good and ready to go, and the little mint patch was still looking nappy. She said, what is nappy patch right here? I say, that's the mint. You said you like the mint. She said, you know what? The mint kind of wild. The mint gonna come anyway. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. It's gonna grow anyway, so we really don't have to save none. So she said, hey, look, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this mint up. But in her mind, she was thinking, man, I'm gonna save some of this mint. So she pulled it up, right? I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna boil it. Make some mint tea or something. So she had it sitting in the kitchen and stuff like that. I say, so the rest is gone. She said, yeah, get it all out of there. We planting all new stuff. That's what we doing this year. We planting all new stuff. I'm tilling it all up, baby. I'm getting all this. It's tough now because I do want to save some of that mint. It smells good. It tastes good. It still got some mint thoughts in there and some programs right now. I'm trying to, but I need to go ahead and get it all tilled up because you know what happened? I came in there. In the house, right? I saw the mint on the sink, right? Then we went and seen my little grandson. We came back from playing with him. I came back, then I was going to throw some stuff in the garbage. And guess what I saw in the garbage? She had thrown the mint in the garbage. So she decided, hey, I don't even need that mint after all. But that part of us still want to hold on to the old agreements, thinking we're going to use them, but really we got to have the strength to throw them away. So you know my question for next week, right? How can I not take things personally? That's going to be my question for next week. So what's your question? Peace out. Love you.
I just level up the stage. Go. Levier.